Hey everybody, today is January 30th, 2025. Has anything interesting happened to you this January? Well, in the month of January so far? For me, I'd say, I got a free trip. I went out of town, ate a lot of food. I didn't try any new foods, not yet. No, I didn't try any new foods this month. But I've been making videos every day. I'm still doing that, so that's pretty much what's been going on during my months. Still speak to people, saying hey to people. I'm still getting used to. I still need to say thank you a lot more. I say thank you every now and then, but I'm actively working on that. And yeah, let me know if anything interesting has happened to you during this month of January, because January 2025 is about to be over, and it's about to be February is approaching quickly. I always say this about this month of January. It's the first month, and it is going by very, very quickly for me. Like, I do my studies, go home, do some homework, do more studies, go to sleep, and I do it all over again. But man, this first month is really flew by really fast. And yeah, I'm probably going to talk about things seem easier when you're not doing it. So let's say you want to climb Mount Everest, right? It may seem easy because you haven't done it and you have this idea that, all I have to do is get some equipment, get a lot of warmth, keep myself warm, and just keep going up and keep climbing the mountain, right? But you don't take into consideration the temperatures, how low they actually get. And not only that, all of the obstacles on the way there. So it just makes it that more difficult. But we don't pay any of that in the mind while we're just thinking about climbing Mount Everest. All we want to do is climb Mount Everest, right? This is just an analogy I'm giving, though. So if you want to climb Mount Everest, you got to stay warm and you just got to do it. And you won't be able to plan for everything, but you can climb Mount Everest if you have it in mind, if you're willing to do it, and if you climb it. It just depends on if you climb it or not. The difference between someone who does something is if they do it. Like, even if we make something, let's say we get $1 million. So you get $1 million and someone doesn't get $1 million. What's the difference between y'all two? The difference is you got the $1 million and the other person didn't get their $1 million. So one got it and one didn't. That's the difference. And that's the difference between climbing Mount Everest. Either you climb Mount Everest or you haven't climbed Mount Everest. And also, if you don't make it to the top of Mount Everest, you can still say you've climbed Mount Everest. No matter how far up you went, you still climb Mount Everest. We didn't put an exact waypoint, like how far you're going to climb, like these exact kilometers, meters, depending on which metric system you use. The cubic system or metric system, right? But depending on that, either you climb it or you don't. It's either you do it or you don't do it, right? And I was thinking about relationships earlier. Like me, I'm not in a relationship right now. And I think relationships are quite easy, from my standpoint. It's probably because I'm not in one. It's probably why I think it's easy. But I do know what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay out the foundation first for this next relationship that I get in. And hopefully this next relationship that I get in, this will be the woman I want to marry. Like, that's all I'm looking for. I'm looking for a woman that I want to marry and I want to have kids with. Literally. That's going to be that's not my next mission. My mission before that is getting my driver's license. Like, completing my driver's license, having that driver's license. And after that, I'll drive, and then I can look for my wife. Even though I'm always actively looking for my wife day by day, each and every day. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get to a point where I'm just gonna stop and I'm just probably just gonna let it happen. It's either I get a wife or I don't get a wife. So I'm either married or I stay single. That's how it's gonna go. It's either I'm gonna make these YouTube videos or I'm not gonna make these YouTube videos. And that's pretty much how it goes. It's very simple. Very simple. My camera is like turned. This angle is kind of weird. All right. But yeah. January has been pretty much, I would say it's been processable. Like this month was very processable. And what do I mean by processable? It means everything that I've done, I understand what I do and I know I want to work. I want to work to improve on what I've already done. Like this month, you know, pray before I go to sleep, pray when I wake up in the morning. But I want to get to a point where as soon as I open my eyes, I'm praying. I need to get to that point. Instead of getting up and moving, I want to get to that point, and I'm going to actively work on that point today. I'm going to work on it today, in the morning, tonight. I'm going to actively work on it. And bro, I want to keep my eyes forward too. That's one thing I'm working on. Like, you know, we see the pretty women in front of us and then we can't help but to look at all that stuff they're carrying. If you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm trying to get better at that. Like, bro, dude, I got to chill out. Just trying to be more disciplined. Like, I'm already disciplined already. Like, I don't eat certain foods. I don't say certain things. I don't do certain things. But I want to get to a even greater point at this. I want to be ultra disciplined. Like, in my eyes, when I want to say, oh man, I was disciplined during that, right? So I want to say that. And I'm definitely getting there. I'm getting there for sure. And I'm just going to continue to stay out of the way, not do too much, keep everything simple. Don't complicate it for myself, because the moment things get complicated, I won't be able to execute the plan to the best of my ability, because it's difficult and I can't understand it as well as I could if I simplify it. So that's why I pretty much simplify everything. Everything I do, everything I say, I simplify it for the most part. So that way I can execute. Execute. That's a great word. Just execute. That's probably what I'm going to title this thing. But yeah, and one of the people I talked to, they mentioned, that was like, bro, eventually when you make all these videos and like people start watching, you have to start entertaining. And I was like, that's an interesting take, because most YouTubers, when they start, you know, they're making their regular videos, and then they change and they start making different kind of videos that are more fast paced, that are more interactive, that are more, what's the word I want to use? It costs a lot more money to make the videos, right? Like, people, when they get money for videos, they pretty much put the money on their videos, so that way their videos can be more, essentially, can attract more of the audience, right? Because they put more time and effort and more money into it. So, would that mean the more money you put in something, the greater it will be? Because even when you go into stores, they have things that cost more. Like, you have juice. Let's say you get some orange juice that costs $10, and then you get an orange juice that costs $5. Which one will you choose? It's up to you, depending on which one you choose. But whichever one you like better is the one you're going to choose. But just going off of the prices, whichever one costs more is the one you're going to most likely pick, right? Maybe. I mean, it just depends on what you pick. But if you choose that one, let's say you drink it and you're like, this orange juice tastes all right. And then you're like, okay, let's try this $5 orange juice. And you taste the $5 orange juice and it tastes better than the $10 orange juice. Then does it change your mind? Like, maybe I was wrong about the prices of the orange juice. Or maybe I should just give this orange juice a chance. And sometimes it could be vice versa. Like the opposite happens. You get the low price orange juice and it tastes horrible, and then you get the high price orange juice and it tastes better. So yes, the more money it costs, the more effort and stuff the more effort they put into that product. And really, all you can do is hope that it tastes the orange juice tastes okay, or the orange juice tastes nice, or that it tastes nice. That's all you can hope, because you really don't know until you get it. You don't know. And that's what's interesting about the marketplace and very much everything, right? But yeah, operation for February, become even more disciplined, and that's about it. Everything else, I'm doing it. I'm doing it correctly. Get my work done. I'm being patient. I'm being kind, and that's pretty much about it, right? Let's continue. Let's continue this. Let's continue building, and let's see what's gonna happen with this. Are more people gonna start viewing my channel? Because as of recently, I was looking at my analytics, right? I was just like, yo, let's see the high points and low points of the video, right? I looked at that for a brief moment. I don't really get into it. I don't get into it like every day. I just look today. I check maybe once every 2 weeks or once every week. But I just kind of make the video, and it's just up to you to watch the video or not. So that's all there is to it. Either people are going to watch your video or they're not going to watch their video. But yeah, January is coming to the end, to an end. We got 1 day left. And at the end of this month, at the end of today, just execute. There we go. All right, take care, everybody. God bless y'all. And I will talk to y'all next time, I hope.